Councilman Green.
Mr. Seekers, is that the same with the possible effect of the new residential units in Lincoln County that might affect? That's one of those things that might happen. It's not covered by this.
Right. Well, we anticipated a certain amount of growth. Now, if it doesn't materialize, obviously the impact is going to be lessened. But based on conversations we've been having with Lincoln County, you know, it sounds like within the next 5 years, at least some of the growth up near the airport could begin to materialize.
That would impact on our road system, obviously.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Is public hearing over?
Did I close public hearing? I think we did.
I don't think you did officially. I think we butted in.
Maybe we didn't, so we better close it.
No, I have one more question.
I've had enough. No, I'm just kidding. Come on up. Is that okay?
No.
Public hearing. Okay. Come on up, Barb. If there's no objection from council, let me ask that first. Okay. You're free to come up. 30 seconds.
The BMT, projected BMT is $43.25. What is the current BMT?
The current BMT is $266, so this is a significant difference between what's currently implemented.
Councilman?
I think there's still one question that has not been answered with, from the public comment with respect to the impact fees and how this is being paid for and so forth.
Thank you. I might not have spoken as clearly when I went through this slide, and what I wanted to explain is that this is showing the additional capacity that is supplied by these new improvements if and when they happen in the next 5-year period. However, these improvements are not paid for under this plan because they are not currently operating at an unacceptable level of service due to anticipated new growth. When you go to this next slide, this intersection was analyzed based on future growth that is anticipated, and this intersection did fall below the currently acceptable level of service C. And that is why this signalization cost of $500,000 for the Hafen Riverside intersection is actually included as a capital improvement to be paid for through impact fees.
You specifically addressed the impact fees, I think was $50 per single family dwelling. Or
Correct, that was just an example of one of them, but there is an entire chart.
So how is that? I think the question begs clarity on who's paying for this $500,000 and how is it collected, I guess, is the simplest.
Not a problem, I can go ahead and explain that. I can flip to this last slide, and as I said, this is just an example. When a new developer comes into the city of Mesquite and is looking to develop any particular type of land use, this is an example of a single-family detached house that could also be a grocery store, a gas station, a new bank, fast food restaurant. All of them have an equivalent land use to BMT unit cost, and that developer then pays into this impact fee in order to help fund this new improvement or new growth.
Any further questions from council? Okay, seeing none, we'll seek a motion then on agenda item 11. Councilman Ramsey.
So I do have another question. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, you're okay.
But in the cover sheet, and this is probably for Richard, just so I'm clear on so the adoption of the 2013 Transportation Capital Improvements Plan update provides justification for modifying the city's transportation impact fee. based on what is proposed in the plan, the impact fee will be reduced. How is the reduction reconciled to the increase? Or I'm missing something on this?
No, the current fee for a single-family dwelling is $311. $311.22. It's going down to $50.60.
Oh, okay, so that's not an incremental increase then, that's the decrease too.
Yeah, that's showing the decrease. For example, and a commercial, it applies to commercial development as well, obviously. A fast food restaurant, for example, pays $1,351.28 right now per 1,000 square feet of floor space. That will drop to $219.71 per 1,000 square feet of floor space.
I am now clear on that and will make a motion.
Go ahead, Councilman.
Unless there's any other questions.
I'm not seeing any. Go ahead, Councilman.
I move to accept the presentation and open, no, disregard that one. I move to approve resolution number 805.
Do you have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second. We'll call for the vote. That motion carries. Thank you. We'll read it first. Consideration of approval of resolution number 806, a resolution of the Mesquite City Council sunsetting the City of Mesquite Transportation Capital Improvement Advisory Committee. Do you need to recuse off that, Councilman?
Yes, and I need to make it clear for the record, I did not have any input to that advisory committee on any of the recommendations. I apologize for the late recusal, but I will recuse.
Thank you. Mr. Seacrest.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. The Mesquite City Council formed the Transportation Capital Improvements Advisory Committee by resolution number 765 on February 26, 2013, and later appointed 2 additional members on May 14, 2013. The committee began meetings in March. We had a series of 4 meetings with the consultants throughout the summer, and 2 iterations, I guess, of a review of the draft plan and the traffic study with comments to get both of those to where they are at this point. All of the people on the committee, of course, they volunteered. They gave their time to serve on this committee, and were very helpful, very instrumental with their experience and the input that they gave to formulating the plan. And so as we sunset the committee, I would like to thank everybody who participated, and if I could, I'd just like to name the members of the committee individually. We had Karen Fielding from Equity Title Company, John Shippert from Pulte Del Webb, George Galt from Mesquite Regional Business, Inc., David Bennett with Fidelity National Title Company, Aaron Bunker from the Virgin Valley Water District, Boyd Evans from Overton Power District, Kurt Sawyer from the City of Mesquite, and Bill Tanner, City of Mesquite. And I want to thank them all very much for their service and the help they gave.
Thank you, Mr. Seacrest. Any comments from council? I'll go ahead and thank them as well for their service. It's very much appreciated, those of you who come out to volunteer and help us out, do a better job. Councilman Rapson?
If there are no comments or questions, I'll make a motion.
Go ahead, Councilman.
I'll move to approve resolution number 806, sunsetting the City of Mesquite Transportation Capital Improvements Advisory Committee.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Call for the vote. Motion carries. Thank you.